Good day, Miss Nicole, and welcome to your reading. So we're going to have a blast here together today because you gave me a wonderful topic to work on. So I don't know if you know, I was on a hiatus from recording videos. I'm still on hiatus from like public videos. I'm doing readings and stuff, but nothing channel message-wise. But I kept getting stuff like my downloads don't stop in between, right? I have to film my astrology class today, or to at least put the slideshow together. And I did not want to do a regular astrology class. I didn't want to go straight into Venus and like, you know what, in the chart. I wanted to explain the solar system. And this is going to apply to what you asked for. Just rock with me for a minute, right? So I got the other day that when I think of the solar system, I need to think of it as Microsoft. And I was like, what do you mean? It was like Microsoft is a system. I was like, yeah, right? So a system as a computer system. When you go into Microsoft, you can make a file that has your name on it and then all your stuff, and then you can have guest accounts and you can put other stuff and just load your data in based upon the fact that this is a system, right? And I was like, okay. And my mind was like, apply that to a solar system. And I was like, so you're telling me that this is just one galaxy, of course, understood, the Milky Way, but based upon the sun god, or the sun being the central focus of this particular system. So this is like the sun god's computer game, right? Which would be like Archangel Michael. If you've seen The Good Place, this would kind of make more sense to you, right? It slapped in my head too. Like, all right, so each planet here is a training camp or a type of humanoid colony for aliens. I think that's the best way I can say it. Like, even we are the aliens, because like literally we're on a rock floating in space. So like, Mercury would be where you're learning logic, right? Like Mars would be where you learned war. We can't conceive them because we're not on the same vibration. Like Venus would, of course, be a version of paradise or another mother planet like Earth. Whereas Jupiter, maybe that's a magical place, right? I didn't actually start channeling into these things, but it's what I'll be doing when I do my astrology class, which I'm super excited about, right? But you said you're getting the feeling that you are being like reminded that you come from somewhere else, and you come across these celebrities or these other people in your dreams, which is funny to you because you're like, I'm just a muggle, I'm just a regular person, I don't know why I'm like intervening or helping these people. I have been doing the same thing for the last 3 years, and I can tell you why. So happy you came to me. So we have all spent time in other colonies. This is from like Orion star colony, Pleiadian star colony, like the star clusters that you see above, like those are communities, as well as the planets being, I don't want to say games, but that's the best way I can think about it. The movie that comes to mind is it's an Arnold Schwarzenegger film, Total Recall. In the beginning of the movie, he walks into this place that's like a CVS, and he's like, I want to have the Mars experience, and I want to be a detective on Mars. And then he puts on this VR thing. And the whole movie, the rest of the movie, you forget that this guy done put himself in the VR because he's like such an action person, like in the storyline, solving mysteries until the end when he takes it off and says, whoa. That's what we have been doing here in the solar system video game or system. Like, this is a different Microsoft. We are inside a quantum computer that has limitless possibilities or excursions based upon the different planets. Now, the amazing thing about Earth is the culmination of all the other planets. So if you've been to Mars, Jupiter, Pluto, all over the place, you finally come to Club Earth because it is the densest planet here, right? Here on Earth, you can have the attributes or the bonuses from all the skills you learned on all the other planets, and here they're materialized. So when you see that you have 3 planets in the 3rd house or 2 planets in the 9th house, that's because you spent time at these places, and this chart is actually sort of kind of like the Boy Scout badge thing, but for the galaxy, where you've been, what you've been doing, what skills you have, and on Earth, you can finally like cash these all in, like when you go to Dave & Buster's or Chuck E. Cheese and you got tickets and you want to do certain stuff. And then while you're here, you have this skill, singing or dancing or reading or whatever, in order to create a material life, which is only found here, because this is the only place where we can enjoy the Taurus-like things, the 5 senses, the eat, sleep. Is that one of them? I'm fucking this all up, ain't I? Oh, 5 senses, let me think. Taste, touch, hear, smell, see. Aha, got it, see? Had to lock back in the logic. The psychic was not working right there. So here is the only place where you can do that along with everything else. This is the only place where you can eat, or you can like make love, or you can hear your vocals and stuff besides other colonies connected to Earth. Earth is a Venusian colony. It is created by the Venus twins, right? This means that the Pleiades, which is our star colony up there, also is owned by Venus. That means that you can feel there, but it's a little bit different here. But the Pleiades specifically is where I was drawn to when I was reading your message. So the Pleiades is the star colony that goes with Venus, right? Like you would start up there in the Pleiades, but you might train in Venus, and then you would come to Earth and you would be some form of performer, because that energy stream is all about an artist colony or a group of entertainers or people who have a certain natural connection to source that allows them to influence the masses with their art, is what I'm getting. So how far is Venus from the sun? Which planet is? I know we're third rock from the sun. Where is Venus? Oh, I got a tablet just for this reason. I'm so used to having my phone in my hand to look stuff up and being on the other computer that I was like, oh, I don't have my phone to look. But I recently switched to this because as I get more into my metaphysician thing, I need my like doctor chart to look at, like, oh, so this is your life. And I do actually have you on file, which feels important in this moment. But I need to know what position, Miss Van, that, where is Venus located in the solar system? Oh my goodness. My typing is like atrocious. Where is Venus? And it still said venue. Where is Venus in the solar system? Great. It gave it to me. That's another weird thing that's been happening. I go to type something in and then it'll fill it out. And I'll be like, it didn't used to do it this accurate before. But just to throw this tidbit in there, if you have like weird moments where you're like, what the fuck? Right? We are electromagnetic. Like even the way our brains and our heart works are all magnetic, right? So everything is being attracted to you. When you see a sign that's like, this is really particular, it's because it's syncing to your vibration. There is nothing that is going on in your particular simulation that is not connected to you in some way. It's like, in a not creepy way, we're all in a big escape room, but it's you in your own way, your own like storyline, trying to remember, like, hold on, didn't I forget something important? And the thing that you forgot was like, you're a child of God and you're just in the game and you can go home with it and you don't have to keep coming back over and over again, like the butterfly effect, because there's something that you feel like you did not complete. That's the thing that makes you come back. So Venus is known as Earth's twin, right? Venus is the second planet from the sun. So that means that's a pretty powerful signature. That's like one of the first planets that you were training. So in connection to what you were saying, right? Every single artist is from the Pleiades. At some point, and I'm going to just give you the quick version, there was a particular entity that had beef with everybody. So this being went through every planet in colony with a reptilian army and a Martian army of just like soldier beings that no other entities were equipped to deal with, because none of us knew what war was. So everybody got their ass whooped, right? Like literally ran through every planet. Like by the end, he was the king of the galaxy. From every area, he took the best artists, the smartest scientists, the most beautiful, and then like the conduits of source. And then he started doing like genetic manipulation and stuff, but particularly for the artists and the scientists, they were bound into an energetic loop that every lifetime they would come down here like a Chuck E. Cheese animatronic show and use their frequency, because every artist has a hive that belongs to them. I'm talking like how you see Rihanna with the Navy, or Beyonce with the Beehive, or Nicki Minaj with the Barbs. Every artist has a group of fans, right? The songs that you release to those fans change their behavior in some way. Like they're all connected to you energetically because they're like spawn of your lineage. You are connected to the other singers or the other entertainers, but you are in hiding. That's why when you go in there in those dreams, sometimes you see yourself protecting them. But in real life, you're down here like, because you may have got caught in other lifetimes and been subject to coming back and forth to perform. And sometimes you're AWOL. Sometimes you don't want to go back. Like horrible things happen. You know, it's Hollywood now. But it started off as like my mind wants to say like trafficked angels. Like imagine the devil had an army and he could collect angels and make those angels perform because they knew that no matter how many times these certain people went to the stage in front of this, it is the world stage. No matter how many times they went up there, this person would always create a masterpiece because they are always connected to God. The thing that he was experimenting this entity for was to find out how he could recreate the soul. Like he can make new bodies, he can make us look better. He could do many, many things, but he cannot create the components of a soul. And the soul is what draws the hive in and what pulls all that energy towards one particular person. And in this case, I'm thinking of Beyonce as a person. Like if you say anything about her hive is like, zzz, right? Because she didn't, she returned to her position would be the easiest way to say it. Like she went back to the stage and the top of the hive. A lot of people who are called to be in a position of power or to have a hive struggle with not wanting to be seen, but it has nothing to do with the actual performance. It's a knowing that you are returning to a position that you're bound to. So with that being said, I know I was going to be drawing cards for you, or I thought I was going to be drawing cards for you. But I'm looking at your chart. You said you felt like you were being reminded of a position of power. Something that was royalty, right? Happy Venus. That ruined my trauma. I was about to show you like, come on, don't be a hater. Oh my goodness, me and technology have it so bad. All right, there we go. Try this again. Happy Venus return. You see how that's lined up? And what sign is that in? The sign of Leo. And what is that? Royalty. Your value is that somewhere in this galaxy, man, you are royalty. So when you feel yourself participate in these events and it's a sexual thing, as a part of the hive, and the movie I would refer you to for this is Midsummer. As a part of the hive, we are always a part of the hive, even when we're apart from each other. When they are participating in the rituals that they agreed to do in this lifetime, or they've been bound to, or whatever the case may be, anytime that they are blurring the line between the human and the metaphysical through some form of magic or ritual, sometimes you get pulled in, depend on what's going on. You can feel what's happening in the hive. That's probably why you feel like sadness sometimes afterwards, because you know that's the group you're supposed to be with, but at the same time, because you're fighting off entities, you understand why you did not put yourself out there to be attacked in that position. So your Venus is in the 10th house. The 10th house is the house of fame, the house of authority, the house of being known or recognized for something on the world stage. So let me show you this, sweetie. When you have most of your planets on, and I like how it's like right in a circle, right? Like, wow, the drama. And then my face, crazy. So when you have most of your planets on the top, that is a mission that is out in the world, right? When you have the ones on the bottom, those are interpersonal things. It's like you are personally fighting demons, but look, your South Node, your South Node is next to your moon. So moving away from the restrictions in the family that you were born into for you to blossom into a connection with your soul family. You want the soul family that you had from the stars, like before the kidnapping and the genetic mutation and all that stuff, right? So you are being guided back to your family. That's what Cancer at the 12th degree is, because the 12th degree is a Pisces degree, so that's past life and ethereal soul family. The 9th house is the house of God. You're looking for the other angels, or you're protecting over other angels. That could also explain the sadness for you, because imagine if you see like your friend is being hypnotized and forced to do gross rituals, because I have unfortunately recognized that some of them that I thought were like down with the gang, they don't know some of the stuff that their bodies are doing because they've been sent to therapists or psychiatrists who suggest hypnotherapy, but the hypnotherapy being done is like they have found a way to blend this with witchcraft and Satanism in order to invert the hive messages so that everybody starts to spiral down instead of up towards God. That is why the state of music is what it is. And also why you feel like you're being called. Because in my personal experience, what I've been noticing lately is that all of the ones, like, have you seen the movie Trolls? Like, there was one group that got, like, stole by the trolls who needed to feed off their energy. And then there was the other group that, like, got left behind. And they're like, oh, we got to save them. But shit, this is a dangerous mission. That the other trolls that have escaped, that did not go towards the stage, are being called toward the stage now. But they're being called by the other ones that need help. The other ones who are under hypnosis or under whatever musical spell has them detached from their light. So if something was done to them genetically in another life to limit them from coming into their full light body, which would make you like a sad artist or a sappy one when you were actually meant to be like a high vibrational one, coming into contact with the other hive members that carry the same signature will flip their light back. This is like, I'm getting trolls again. Like when, what was it? There was one sad troll at the end of the movie. Princess Poppy, the one in charge of parties, right? When she finally got sad, it made everybody else get sad. And then when she got happy again, her light started shining, so everybody's light started shining. The ones that are out in the world are meant to help remind the other ones of their light so that suddenly we can all shine together and sort of push the darkness out. And I know it sounds dramatic, but this is not a one-person mission. This is many people coming together from around the world, many different artists that nobody even sees coming out of anywhere, that are coming with a different type of message, a different type of energy. And it might not even be accepted by the masses, but it's not about the masses. It's about touching the artists who are already in charge of the masses and making sure their frequency switches back to what it's supposed to be and not this over-sexualized, violent sort of thing that's going on. So, oh, happy belated birthday, by the way, also, which is why you're learning this all. So you have a hive. The 11th house is in charge of the hive. You see how, am I showing you the wrong side of the screen? Yes, I am. You see how your sun is over there in the 11th? That means your physical body ignites a hive. The 5th degree is a Leo degree, man. There are people waiting for you, and it's been unconscious to you because you have your Mercury over there in 12th. That's amnesia. But you get memories back in dreams. You get them directly, and you get them about partnerships or people that you're supposed to be with or be connected to. Why is that? Because your Saturn is in your first house, right? At the Libra degree. You are bound in some way, shape, or form to the hive to help them. I'm like, when is this coming into play? The South Node is in your 11th house right now, as you're supposed to be developing your creativity. You're supposed to be coming up with your masterpiece as we speak. And the sound will keep getting louder. Because, like, this is a Saturn promise that you made. So, this is a very interesting reading, and I hope I gave you, like, a lot of backstory. Feel free to ask me anything else that you have on your mind, and I'm so happy I did this. I've been doing card readings and stuff for a while, so to be able to dig into something that was sort of personal to me and sort of important to anybody who is getting into art or music or anything like that was dope. Have a great day.